As I mentioned, the colder weather is here, and many families think less about swimming right now. But many experts will tell you that's actually a bad idea because this is the most important time to keep swim lessons going, especially if you just started teaching kids in August, etc. You don't want them to forget what they have learned. Same thing for adults. You know that one of the leading causes of accidental death for children is drowning. Well, Beth Zasadowski is the operations manager at Five Star Swim School. They have locations all over New Jersey: Cherry Hill, Deptford, East Brunswick, East Hanover, Eatontown, Edison, Galloway, Oakland, and Princeton. And we say good morning to you, Beth. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Ken. Thank you for having me on.
You bet. Good to have you on. Talk about the importance of having swim lessons, not just in those summer months, but year round. How essential is that?
Oh, it's so important. We see parents all the time that think swimming is just for the summer, summer sport, but in reality, winter is the best time to keep the skills going and to build on the progress that they have started in the summer and keep it going till all throughout the year.
And you have locations all up and down the state, so there's no excuse. People can get to you. Probably no matter where you live in New Jersey, you're no more than 30 minutes from that, and that's probably less than that, but no more than 30 minutes from one of your many locations. And you have indoor pools, right? So people can go to a nice warm,
Yes.
heated, temperature controlled indoor pool. In fact, what better way to escape the cold than to be inside in a temperature controlled pool and at the same time learn swimming? One of the things that I remember my father teaching us when we were young, I say us, my brother and me, he taught us to swim, but my mother was not a swimmer. He was a police officer, my father, and he taught her to swim too because he said, in case your sons are in that pool and they're drowning, I can't have you drowning too. You need to go in there and save them. So he made sure
Yes.
we all knew how to swim. All too often, you have parents who think, I'll teach the kids how to swim. I'll take them to swim school. Shouldn't the parents be learning how to swim as well?
Exactly. We do parent swim lessons as well. Adults, we have adults learning up until senior citizens.
And this is the best exercise too, especially if I have arthritis. If you are older and you have arthritis, you have a bad back, that is probably the only exercise you can do up until you're 100 years old and beyond, right? You can get in that pool. You don't stress your joints nearly as much as if you were doing weights on land, and you get the therapy, the aqua therapy. You could take, I'm sure, classes for that as well. Um, what is your typical class? Do you see that mix of kids and adults, or do you have just kids only and adult only classes?
So we here at Five Star Swim School, we separate every group by their age and by their skill level. So they're in a small group. We do a small ratio of 3 to 1, 3 students per instructor. And we have as young as 6 months old up through, like I said, adult senior citizens that are learning how to swim. And we progress through the levels. So at the beginning, they're learning the basics of blowing bubbles, putting their face in the water, floating, arm movements, and then progress to learning all four of the competitive strokes.
And that's so essential that the younger the better, but it's you're never too old to learn, right? But it's so
Yes.
great to get them started 6 months old. They that way they have no fear of water. It
Right.
becomes their friend. And if they learn how to float, isn't it just natural? Babies just naturally float in the water, right?
Right. Right. As long as the parents are not afraid to let them go a little
Right.
bit, they have to. At that age, we do parent and child classes. So the parent has to be able to, comfortable enough to learn, but they don't have to know how to swim themselves. The instructor will guide them through it.
Yeah, we forget that as infants in womb, in utero, we were in water. And so it wasn't unusual for us to have fluid surrounding our faces and bodies. And I was reading that for the first few months that we have, that's when it's most comfortable for somebody to be in water, right? For the first few months of their lives. So that's a very good time to get them in. 6 months is
Getting
probably the
started.
perfect time to get them used to it, which is a good thing. And the other thing is too, swim lessons. I think a lot of people have the misconception that it costs an arm and a leg. Number one, what's your life worth? right? And that's key.
Yeah.
But number two, it's not gonna set you back $1 million.
Right. We try to be as affordable as possible for the families. We have monthly options. Everything breaks down into, a low cost per lesson, and then families can take as many lessons as they want. We do a basic plan of one lesson per week. We also have 2 or 3 lessons per week options. And then another affordable option is open swim. Open swim is when the pool is available to anybody. They don't have to be a member with us or anything. For a low daily cost, they can come in and use the pool for that hour.
So that's a great option. And for families that maybe don't get to the shore or don't have access to a pool otherwise, what a perfect option, summer or winter, to be able to do that. I just think it's so important, and it builds a bond as a family, even a group of friends. To get together and make this a point that we all learn how to swim, so that kids have comfort. I have done as a news anchor in New York City so many stories at the beginning of every summer. It's that inevitable story of the young kids. They get together, they go down the shore, and one or two of the kids are ashamed to say that they don't know how to swim, and they go in with their friends, and then there's a tragedy with those one or two, and the others don't know what to do to save them. That's why swimming and knowing how to swim is so essential. Five Star Swim School is the name of the place. You have locations all over New Jersey, swim lessons, not just for warm weather. So go to Five Star Swim School and make sure you are educated in how to swim. Beth Zasadowski, Operations Manager at Five Star Swim School. Again, locations in Cherry Hill, Deptford, East Brunswick, East Hanover, Eatontown, Edison, Galloway, Oakland, and Princeton. No excuses. Get to
Yeah.
the Five Star Swim School, learn how to swim. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You you bet. It is now 37 degrees. Perfect to go to a nice heated indoor pool.